I'm really starting to like FOMC days because now I view them as just kind of a fun day with my wife. I just step aside. I did watch this morning for some potential trades, and I never did take one trade this morning. I stayed around for the first 30 minutes or so, and you can see what happened. You know, the market gapped down a little, ran, takes out the lows, rips through the highs, kind of flags. FOMC announcement comes out, it rips right back to the highs, and then just rips down. And then actually, when it looked like this, I'm sure a lot of seasoned traders wouldn't have been surprised to see it then rip back through the highs of the day. It didn't. You can see what it did. It just tanked. But anything, even seasoned traders, when they're looking at the market like this after FOMC, you see the volume. Now you're thinking, okay, we're going to tank. A lot of times I've seen this rip then through the highs of the day again. And so I don't know if it's going to do that, but candlesticks, chart patterns, none of it means anything to me on FOMC afternoon. So I sidestepped it and I had a wonderful day today. I'll be back at it, full time again tomorrow, but you can see the chaos. So let's go to the daily here. And now you end up with, a red candle on fairly big volume. We got above the top of that range I've been talking about from here to here, but then you got a nasty reversal. So we're back into the range. Are we headed back to lows? I have no idea. So I'm just taking it one day at a time and looking for charts that I like. So TROV just goes back on bounce watch. It moved from a low here of 286 all the way to 6, and now we're 4 days lower. Who knows? Maybe we bounce, maybe we don't. We'll see. But it goes on watch. ENOC, this one had a huge move. You can see a theme here. Now we've got a couple days lower. This is getting back down near the 8-day. This one's actually more interesting to me for a bounce than TROV. So ENOC goes on watch, potential bounce. Netflix, you can see, 4, 5, 6 red candles in a row here. It looks like 6 days in a row down from 110 down to today, almost down to 90. Went to 90.59. I've got a horizontal line here. I need to move it a little bit. So this is very close to these August lows. Whenever you have a stock that's really beaten up several days in a row down to a very clearly defined low from before, I generally look. I'd love to see this get down there today. Let's see what the price was exact. The exact low was 85.50. Love to see this get down near 85.50, and then I'll be looking on an intraday basis for a nice bounce. So these are good setups, actually, even though that's kind of an ugly chart, and most people wouldn't maybe look at that and think long. I'm expecting a decent bounce if we get down there. Now it could gap up tomorrow. It could gap down to here. So all this is kind of anticipating whatever a normal day is, a somewhat normal day in the market. All right. So anyway, Netflix is very interesting, around 85.5, something like that. Weight Watchers. This looks a little toppy on for the last couple of days, but it was really, really strong. Let's go to 5 minutes. Really, really strong out of the gate today. Decent volume, was really, really strong yesterday, so it's extended. All right, but let's go to like 15-minute candles. It cleans it up a little bit. So if you look at it here, you went from 11 to almost 14.50 in a session plus about 15 minutes. And so now really you're just flagging. You're consolidating and flagging. I'd like to see this consolidate for probably a couple of days, but this one might continue higher. I really like the action in Weight Watchers. NHTC, really big bounce here. We've been talking about this one in a few of my videos recently. I'll switch to 15-minute candles, see if we can't find it. Yeah, there. So you had this huge move back here. It was such a big move here, it actually got halted and then reopened. And so if you pan out a little bit, it's held above, it hasn't round tripped, and it's sort of, if you blur your vision a little, squint, you kind of see a cup and handle. All the handle's a little longer than you would expect. But anyway, it looks interesting whenever you have a big move like this and it holds up fairly well. Then it becomes interesting over this recent resistance, right? A lot of times if you can break this resistance, you can get a move back up and retest the highs of that move, all right? So zooming in now, and that line's not perfect. It's somewhere around $20.80. Move that there. And it had a strong close today. So you see that in the last 5 or 10 minutes, a really strong close in a pretty weak market. So it looks interesting to me. I like this big pop and then, just a consolidation. So a couple numbers I can give you. Today's high was 20.44. So 2045 becomes interesting. That would be a break at today's high, then yesterday's high, 2063, and then the high of this range, recent range, is 2080. So 2045 and 2081 are two potential catalysts. A break of Wednesday's high, and that might be enough to get us through this consolidation, and then we might just rip. So it's a big mover at times. So let's keep that one on watch. And then lastly, MUR, and a lot of these lower priced energy plays are starting to perk up a bit, and so I want to watch them. A lot of them, I could show you several, have charts very similar to MUR. I've just chosen this one somewhat at random, but you had a nice bottom here where it bounced for a few days. Looked like we're rolling over again, and now it's holding up pretty well. And big volume today, so I want to watch that one for maybe a breakout to the upside. That's MUR, and I'll just show you USO real quick. A little bit pretty similar to that pattern, right? And this is the ETF for oil. You had the sell-off, the bounce, looked like it was rolling over, and then right back up. Okay, so if you go to USO 5 minutes this morning, there were oil numbers that came out, the inventory build, I think, and volume came in, it popped, then it looked like it was going to roll over, and then it really held up pretty well. Again, look at the strength there compared to the SPY in the afternoon. So oil certainly seems like it's trying to bottom. So you could have any one of these, and I've just chosen MUR, but there's several of them that look good. So keep that whole industry on watch, and I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully we'll find some gappers in the morning to trade as well. All right, enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.